ga tse dumelang go ya le dumeletsa ke mo Tlaopane ke mo Kalobe ke nne Tsipane ke mosimana go Taung a goletse mo Pampre start ka la amogela mo gospel church with Neo. Man, where do I start? Yo. This man here, I think, has done a lot of projects where like we were just admiring his work and what he has done as the pianist, as the producer. But he will tell us more about that. And we have Thapelo Makateng.
Yes, sir.
Grotman, Daddy Grotman.
Yes, sir. Sure.
You know, ntwe plang empeta ke gore like gore go na le batho ba ba tsaletseng mo Gauteng and a ba tse go magaeng go kae kae but wena out here mo Tembisa.
Yes.
Born and bred.
Born and bred in Tembisa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ha o tlhage mo Mpumalanga, bo Limpopo.
Ke tswaletswe hona mo Tembisa Hospital.
Yeah.
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 That's where I'm coming
and
from.
And how has it been, bro?
It has been good, eh? My journey is just something that is just exciting, and only the complications. There were complications, and there were nice things as well along the way. You know how journey of life is like, you know.
Yeah.
So, especially when you grow up, only the complications. It's like you learn more, and you how uba a man than uba a stable man because you know the challenges there and there and you live trying, you know, to really avoid such things like the poverty and things like that. But yeah, most of us as blacks are getting those kind of backgrounds. Yeah, that's
and how was it growing up more Tembisa and you we check know you not like back then and then you compare it to Noyan. How has been the life in J?
Hey, the life, you know, hey, I can mention a lot of things, né? I grew up Postol. My mother's from Postol.
Yeah.
So from Postol, Ribina the choir and Totsejwal. But I was still a young man, not knowing Totsengata. But I think it was a journey that really taught me a lot in the process. You know, Hulena, how the Apostoli, Babina Zwan, Totsejwalo, and then I went to Baptist Church. 1997 now, I was born again now. Yeah, and we were from Fosloras actually. When my mother got divorced from Fosloras, then we had to move from Foslo to, you know, coming back to Tembisa because we left Tembisa, it was on about 1992.
When I was
then
born.
1997 we came back here. Then I was born again, more Baptist church. Drive, you know, there's a Baptist church there. So now I learned a lot from there. And then I had my best friend who actually helped me in the music, taught me how to play keyboard and things like that. But yeah, he was advanced. He was from Simkas in Molkaning. And then, but in Akena mo Sepia mo Captain Park.
Okay.
So Renar Bafana Batswango Kasi, Rekeno primary school Ratwa you know, Yeah, but it was a life exciting fella. And then unfortunately my friend 1999 September he committed a suicide.
So
yeah,
how old was he?
He was what? He was 15.
14,
and I was
15?
and then I was 14 years that time.
Sure.
So can you imagine somebody best friend I can go training and he killed himself. Yeah, about the peace, things like that.
No.
Yeah, it was a tragic
tragedy.
Yeah, it was just a complicated thing, you know, in my life. But I had to experience difficulties along the way. But he's the guy, Temba Khobe, he's the one who introduced me in the music thing.
And you started as a drama.
Yeah, I started as a drama actually. Yeah, a drama because we were two in church. I get it now. We have to split. Someone has to play drums or mongadlale keyboard.
Yeah.
So that's
and
how.
And about bass as in fashion.
Yeah, no, bass. Yeah, we were just splitting. We were E14.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and then my uncle, fortunately, mentor along the way. So he's the one who actually helped me, kind of like propelled me in the industry because I had an interest because he had a keyboard control. I had but he didn't have time to really show me chords and things like that. So Temba was the one who was actually
helping you out. But now in those early days, how do you then say like, Norman, I see this thing as a career? Who says, hey man, you can make a living Montoya, so you need to sharpen up your skill?
I don't know why I had this thing. I just knew that I'm called
Yeah.
to be a musician
Yeah.
because music to me is a language.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I can hear something and interpret it. You know, it's just that fella. I read maybe not enough, you know, to really interpret everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we work. You know, you want to get in and find artists tse leng gore o tla sebetsa le sona so that you can grow, and hence along the way we had to meet the likes of Pastor Benjamin
Yeah.
Dube, and then that's when I started learning discipline and other
Yeah.
things. You know, yeah.
And how did you start working with him? Because I think most of us, that's when we started to pay attention to you when you were working with Bishop.
Repeat that.
When was the first time you started to work with Bishop, and how did
Okay.
he spot you, or how did you guys start to work together?
We started working together in 2000 and okay, knowing him personally, it was 2002.
Yeah.
I think that time was both Dr. Mdlulu who was playing with, who was playing for Pastor
For
Benji.
Bishop and
Yeah, so now
Elwin,
I was
yeah.
kind of like closerly Dr. Mdlulu because I used to go to his house and check his
Oh,
other
yeah,
things there and
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, because he really inspired us. That man, you know. I know he's old, but he still has it.
Yeah,
Still, but
yeah.
I think I don't know, but there's this thing, man. Generation. When grades are there are others who
Others
are
are
coming
trying,
in,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it happens over advanced. We want the YouTube and things
Yeah,
like that. People
yeah.
just check. The information is just everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's unlike you guys back then.
Yeah, back then it was just a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you have to wait for someone. It's a nako for and then I won't say things, you know. Yeah, so that's how it was. Yeah, but Pastor Benjamin Dube started sebetsa 2006 somewhere there.
As a
2006,
pianist or as an
2007.
MD?
As a pianist.
Yeah,
fair.
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, actually, that's how he took off. And then I joined his church, and then after some time, he called me because he liked an item. I remember it was Gadi One Such January
I would get
2000.
again.
Yeah, Kokere
Yeah.
King. And then he liked the touch,
Yeah.
somehow. And then he called me in to come in and just to, you know, play with him and to gig everywhere, things like that. I didn't do even auditions.
Yeah, you
know,
just started gigging
I
with
just
him,
started
okay,
gigging
yeah.
with him. But along the way, I'm grateful I had to learn other things, you know, discipline especially. Yeah, now I was just this fast pianist who will just play,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But with him, I think I grew up a lot.
Yeah. And how was it back then? If you look at it, or like, man, our era there. I mean, like, I wouldn't say there were a lot of pool of players, but it seemed like we were exposed to you guys, your Elwin Bota, and then on drums, Kibo Temba, Boafana.
Yes.
Like, there was certain sectioning, and yadi musician in the gospel space. Were like, okay, there's how it's moving. How was it back then in terms of creating a music?
It was an interesting journey, eh? Very interesting in such a way that I learned a lot from Bonabo Temba, the likes of
Yeah.
Temba Masina, you know, Bo Koli as well. We used to be, you know, friends, kind
Tabet.
of like Yabo Tabet.
Yeah.
We used to talk and things like that. There's quite a number of things that we used to talk about backstage, you know, kadi artist.
Yeah.
And just be
Yeah.
careful. Ke Haopula Koli Vele used to say to me, hey, be careful of this one. This one, hey, you don't know. But I don't want
Yeah.
to get to that one.
Yeah,
But
sure.
it's just an interesting journey.
Yeah,
it
but
was-
would you say the gospel industry, we are going to a right direction now in terms of how things are being done?
Definitely, we are going to other heights. Actually, the industry, the gospel industry in South Africa is growing, and knowledge is everywhere. As Ken mentioned earlier, I think the guys really are growing up. The young ones have it; they do have it. Maybe the only thing that we can work on in terms of character-wise. Things like that. only.
Yeah.
But otherwise, knowledge is there. Everyone can access
Yeah.
it. Anyone can just make time to check whatever. Yeah.
And now, the other day someone was just told like most of the pianists, do we understand or do they understand the difference between a musical director and a producer?
Yeah, these are two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are two different things.
Because you have done it. I
Yeah.
mean, you have done your Tswane, Human in Praise. I'm
Spirit
not
of
Spirit of
Praise,
Praise. Yeah.
yeah.
We like for you. What's the major difference there?
Uh, hey, sometimes the title is like yeah, sharp, or it's title give a problem. But anyway, musical directing, yeah, you are giving direction to the singers and the band and everything, so that the song can be solid,
Yeah.
it be strong,
There's a
and
structure
everybody
and
can be
everything,
in
yeah.
one, yeah. And then the producers, they are the ones who actually make the final sound in the studio. How about
Yeah.
it's how it's with over dubs and everything else.
Post-production work,
Post-production,
yeah.
that's when a producer will say, you know what, let's add this thing here. I think there's a lag here, something here. But yeah, that's a close relationship between a musical director and a producer.
But you as the MD doesn't mean you can also be the producer.
I can be the producer.
Yes, you
Yes,
can be, but
yes.
it also means it's not always the case that you are the producer.
Yeah, no, not always. Not always. There are projects actually that I've worked on where I'm just a musical director.
Yeah.
And then someone else is a producer, you know. But somewhere, just to maybe go back a little bit, maybe just to mention Tshwane in particular. We actually worked on auditions, going provinces to province, like KZN, Polokwane,
Looking for
Kimberley,
talent, yeah.
looking for talent.
Yeah.
It was January, and then we got that talent. And then now in my mind, I know Hore, I'm a musical director, I'm a producer.
Yeah.
Because I'm there, they call
Yeah,
me to do
yeah.
that. Unfortunately enough, okay, it was January. I trained all the guys, Mutswane, and the band, the direction I gave them. And then what about November, just before the 9th of December,
Yeah.
it's a live
Yeah,
recording.
yeah.
I only find out, no, I'm a musical director, actually a resident musical director. Yeah, and I didn't know, and then they just called Ngubeko
To do the
to
recording.
come and produce,
Yeah.
and produce only 3 weeks before the recording. So yeah, it was a sad thing for me because I didn't know exactly what was,
But did you guys communicate these things again?
No, we didn't actually. Now I spoke to Bablanga, and then I spoke to Ngubeko as well. Ngubeko said, "Okay, there's a point more. Ngubeko, how about maybe other songs? Let me play piano, and
Yeah.
then you can play." Ngubeko, never. He doesn't know how to play strings. See, that's
Yeah.
what he said. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. Let me just sit on the second keys.
Yeah.
But on that recording, we were 4. It was a 4 of us. So yeah, Bosia, Ngubeko, me, and this other guy who plays organs,
Is it Lungel?
Lungelo, I think.
Is it
Yeah,
Lungel or Sia?
yeah, Lungile or
It's,
something.
it's
Yeah.
Lungel. Yeah.
Yeah, so now we were 4. It was a 4 of us. So I said, you know what, let me just leave the guy to play the first keys, all the songs. Though now
So-
from January, knowing
So
that.
in your head, you thought that was your project.
Yeah, now I thought that was because I was
now-
training the guys. Yeah.
Let's maybe pause there. Do you guys maybe have a contract or le dumelana ka molomo or no?
Coming to that note, we didn't have a contract. So what happened is now from January I wanted contract from Babulang.
Yeah. Okay.
Babulang, no, I've sent the contract on your email. And I was like, okay, let me look for it on my emails. Kiamuza Aki Toli. And then the next thing tomorrow, Aki Toli foot, where's the contract?
So from January until that day.
Can you imagine? And what made me actually to be there, it was because there was a stipend that I was getting.
Oh,
So
yeah.
hence why I was like, okay, anyway, there's nothing that I'm losing
Yeah.
much. But unfortunately, ki lose ka
the recording.
the recording, or as like the whole production is going
It's
to
gone,
this
yeah.
guy. And I was like,
and
"Eish."
for me, like, to be honest, they did a great job on that album. And I think where when you look at Tshwane or like that project, it's one of the best that has ever came out of Tshwane, like musically.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were part of it or what behind the the stage behind the scenes? How did you guys?
You mean the
do it?
revival, the
The
first one?
revival, yeah.
No, it was because I trained the guys,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, myself, and I'm
Yeah.
proud of that.
Yeah.
I trained them and I showed them how to do things in terms of the notes, how to sustain things, getting into theory of music.
Yeah.
Because I used to even have that during the week,
Yeah.
train them and show them the notes. What this is a semi-brief, this is a quaver, things like that.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, then that's when her, things were dilepaza somewhere
Yeah.
else. Yeah, but anyway, that was the first one, and that is one of its own kind. I don't know any album yet Tshwane gospel choir, it's only that one.
The revival is
So
too good.
even the recent one, now what I'm hearing is I wanted to change this thing. I don't want an artist to sound the same as the other artist. So I will check you, Kibono, okay, this is what you know, this is how you, and then I'll give you according to what you have and maybe
Yeah.
amplify it actually.
Yeah.
All my projects sound differently. So for me,
Do they
Tshwane
sound different?
they sound differently, all of them.
Which spirit did you do, Kunje? Which volume?
Volume 4 and volume 5.
And those ones are fire.
Yeah,
actually.
so those ones are fire, Yeah.
Those ones are fire. And
So-
you did Human in Praise.
Did Woman in Praise and then wrote the song Kululu Kobo with Sia as well. That is my song and Sia as well.
With
Yeah.
Sia?
Yeah. Not Sia, the keyboard player.
oh.
There's a Sia.
I'm thinking, I thought it was Notando who wrote it, or she
Nah,
just sang it.
Notando just came in and sang the song.
You didn't do volume 1 and 2.
Spirit of Praise?
Yeah.
No. I worked
Oh, it's
on...
Bongani, it's Bongani.
It's
yeah, it's
Bongani
Bongani,
and
yeah.
Bokiki,
Yeah.
yes. So now I came on volume 4 and volume 5.
Or you wrote Kululu Kob.
Yes, I wrote Kululu Kobo.
Yes,
And
yeah.
there's quite a number of songs that I wrote.
And are you getting the royalties?
Yes, even to this day. I am.
Yeah, you are set, Mos.
Yeah. For life.
No, you are set.
Yeah.
And but also like the sound that you brought there, and it was a solid sound, and it seemed like you knew or like the market, the Mzansi Batang, because if you listen to the album, you listen to the songs individually, you could hear like, okay, we are moving. And were you, let me put you on the spot, were you guys competing with Joyous in terms of the music when you were creating the music?
No, we were not. 100% not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you not. Boss ya rena ke Opry Peacock.
Yeah.
And then Benjamin Dube, producer. I think.
Producer, yeah.
So we were not competing at all. And even myself now, Joyous Celebration, ki ratile up to 7 or something like that. And then afterwards, yeah, was something that is different. But I really appreciate them. They are the ones who
How
actually...
is it different though? In terms of, is it the music or the sound of it?
The
Because
sound and everything,
now-
because we still need more groups.
Okay.
We are out now, like number ya rena inyane too much.
Yeah.
So we need more.
Yeah.
We need more in the industry. We need more groups. We need more artists.
Yeah.
But Baskadula Fazbar, no, there's enough artists there, more gospel.
There is.
No.
They are just not
at all.
exposed.
They are not exposed, because of also the finances, this financial
I want to
constraints.
chill at the gospel. Let's.
Iteng, the problem ki una le di-shark ntate, mare una le batho ba jang.
Yeah.
Una le batho ba jang ditjhelete ba ropang batho. I just wish people ba tsebe di-rights tsa bona, ba tsebe ba etsang. People must start their own things. I think that simple as that.
But it's not easy because you just said I want to chill it. How do you start without money? Without resources?
The resources is you just budget, you work and work and work somewhere, and then after budget your money and then go and do something that you love, the thing that you love really. Yeah, you can just invest in what you believe in.
Yeah.
That's it. So take your money and invest it in what you believe,
Yeah.
because I guess that's what God has called you to do. So now if God has called you to do, then do it. Why not? Why wanna party? Rina, we were not actually competing with Joyous Celebration. We were just doing our own thing.
And that's a monster that you guys have
Yeah,
built
actually, being consistent, that is the key.
Yeah.
don't skaba give up on Motsileng.
Yeah.
There are many musicians that I know that they gave up along the way. But Baba
But
you know.
for some reason, I understand people who give up on the road because it gets tiring. It gets frustrating. Or like, hey man, things are not working out. I've been knocking on doors, things are not working out.
Yeah.
Anhlala.
Yeah. It
So,
depends on
yeah.
which doors Luena you are knocking at.
Oh, they are the
Yeah,
right
that's
doors.
the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
right doors go when a self believe in your thing that you do and invest in it. And then kokota mo kokota. But how kokota? O kokota go re Thapelo, I need a producer here, or I need an MD. And then this is what I have. And then how can we work with this? And I have 10 songs. And then I'll say, you know what, with what you have, let's just do maybe 5 songs, or maybe let's do a single, so that at least people can know you, and then get into the tune, yeah, industry,
Yeah.
introduce yourself like that. Then somebody else will see you, and somebody else will be pointed by God, and then you will see yourself somewhere else. But the most important thing is believe in your craft, believe in
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are musicians be exploited?
Yeah, they are.
Have you been exploited
Yeah,
from a personal perspective?
yeah. Yeah, that happened.
And how do you now deal with that? Because, like, do you address the issues or do you just let it go?
It's unfortunate in the industry, especially in a gospel area, everybody batla uja and everybody batla survive. And in a way, you don't namela motho o mongwe mo hodima hlooho, o mpa hata dihlooho tse, and so that you can make money and for your family, for your family. And what about my family?
Yeah.
I can mention other things, but maybe I can mention that at later stage, not
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
No, I
yeah,
get you.
there are people who just come and use you. Others, they will use you because Barry, no, we're giving you exposure. We were exposed in the industry, and then but in return, rena re tlo ropa tjhelete e itseng. But when you don't know,
Yeah.
Toloro, you are called go Swaziland maybe to come in and do something, and because of your link is this person who's exposed, then hey, I would say no, you know what, go to Swaziland, you will get this 3,000. I'm giving you 3,000. We don't know how now give me 3,000. Can't do 10,000 there for you.
Yeah.
And then they'll pay you that, and then you appreciate that because you want to be exposed, you want to be known. Yeah.
But for you, because I'll say you're an OG, and how are you now pushing the young cats? How are you now making sure the young cats are growing? How are you pushing them to the right direction?
Now I'm giving opportunities, especially when a job comes, like Obale Geek or maybe a certain artist to battle recorder. I call in the PVs, the band, Kebabisa like that, and that's how they get exposed. Like I'm Tomilenka thing,
Yeah.
Lebona batla Toma
But
like
you are not
that.
exposing them.
I'm
You are not
exposing.
exposing. You are not exploiting them.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'll never do
So
that.
you've never even there's no one who can say, "Hey, you have exploited me."
No, there's no one who can say that
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
No, because now I give opportunities whenever because as much as Linda Bampil an opportunity, I give
Yeah.
others an opportunity. But because of I know the pain
Yeah.
so I don't want to do that. And
Yeah.
especially in the gospel industry, these things key an embarrassment in the gospel. There's but normal people don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what's going on behind the scenes. The musicians, there's a lot of difficulties that are taking place,
Yeah.
but we stand and believe God that He will make a way. And us, who realize these people are exploiting us, let us not do the same to them. But the spirit
also, I
says
guess
something.
the issue sometimes it becomes a thing or like people they don't want to be blacklisted in a way or like, hey man, I'm not gonna get the gigs and everything because now there are a lot of board players. There are a lot of dramas, so there are a lot of options. If you're not gonna say yes, I can just
Somebody else will come in.
because of Tal and
That's
also
true.
but like
Maybe let me just mention this one. There was a time I was supposed to play for Worship House.
yeah.
Actually, I went to Venda,
Yeah.
to Andong, and then we were rehearsing Lufuno Takata
Yeah.
and these other guys. We had something going on there. It was
Something
nice.
solid
So I
out
was
there,
in
yeah.
Venda Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, Janet called me, PA, yeah, Benjamin Dube,
Yeah.
called me and said, Thapelo, tomorrow we are going to Zimbabwe.
That's Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday. And you can imagine it's Wednesday already.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Makota. Yeah, Makota. I told Makota and Lufuna, I said, you know what? I have to go back to Joburg because Pastor Wampatla.
You were working hand to hand with the pastor.
Yeah,
back
and
then, yeah.
knowing that Marvin Sepp and all that, I had to leave that gig. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, guys, I'll see you. Let me go there. But the sad part of it is that the amount that we got after come Monday, because we were in church here to the Bismarck.
Yeah.
So we were there, and then in return, can you imagine? I was there. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sure,
Monday
4
we
days.
came back,
Yeah.
flying, whatsoever, our thing, and then they paid us an amount in where, and I cried. I cried. My heart was in pain. And I was like, but I left something serious, a recording. They were going to pay me thousands.
Yeah.
I was with Gamma.
Yeah.
Both of us, we cried. I was like, what's going on here, ma? What's going on in this industry? But, excitement, fella, at least we were there because, and Utsabalo replace you. You don't want, about replace it. And there's always replacement everywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you won't be the same as the other person.
Yeah, sure.
You have your
And
own
also,
DNA.
I feel like the artists, they always know what they want in terms of the sound, or maybe I'm just exaggerating, or like even the touch.
Yeah.
I mean, how many you did one project with Bishop? Is it not? Did you do healing?
Yes.
You
yes.
did healing and renewal.
Yes.
And
the two
then
projects.
sanctified, it was Dube. So you did two projects.
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to do Sanctified as well, but I called Pastor Benjamin to be outside. I said, you know what, I won't be able to do this one. And on that project, I gave him one of my songs. It was I Know Only You, the first song.
You wrote that song?
Yeah, that is my song. He wrote as well the song.
Oh, you
and
guys
now,
co-wrote it?
yeah, now I think I'm good. My strength is on melodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm very good. And in terms of the idea itself,
Yeah.
and because you want exposure and you don't want that thing, the song is 100% yours because
Yeah.
you know the artist won't promote you,
Sure,
won't
yeah.
promote that song.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can't tell anything. So rather, let's just go 50-50.
Yeah.
So even on Healing, it was El Shaddai Adonai. That
Okay.
is my song as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've got powerful songs.
So you do
Yeah.
write. You are a songwriter.
I'm a songwriter.
Yeah.
Let me just say I'm a hit maker. Because I know where our industry is.
Yeah.
South African industry is somewhere else, and these young ones, they are trying to come up with complicated chords and all that,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. But I think the timing is not. We are not there yet.
Yeah.
As wabona hona no, like in South Africa, they're embracing the 10th thing.
Yeah,
And then now, to be honest, I don't like
I see
that.
loads of
Nah,
yeah.
I think how it came about, it was somebody who didn't know how to play keyboard, and then. And then that's when it was now
But
it
I
became a
feel
style.
like, I
But
feel
my
like
point
if
is,
it's a sound like KZN.
yeah, my point is majority of the ears,
Yeah.
in the industry, we are not there. More leveling, Marvin Sepp and
Yeah.
all that. So if you want to sell, go to the level where people are.
Yeah.
And then that's when you will be able to the marketplace.
Yeah.
How can I go send in and it's like, I'm just using
Yeah.
that
No,
as an
I get
example.
you. I get you.
So you just have to know where our people, our consumers are, and then so that you can give them something that is relevant.
But one thing that I've noticed, especially when it comes to musicians, I don't know if it's a lack of creativity, but we usually take the arrangements that your Marvin said, and we just change the lyrics when we're creating new music and everything. Like, have we reached our ceiling in terms of the music in South African, especially the gospel? Have you reached the ceiling where like now we are just gonna take if you hear a nice melody somewhere, you're just gonna take it, put your own
you
lyrics?
see these things to borrow. When you borrow things like that, the intros and outros from somebody else, you are not creative. It's like what? It's like trying to give God something it was used before.
Sure.
why don't you just use your mind and do something of your own and own it? You know, we haven't reached even that ceiling. Our industry is coming. You are still going to hear what we are going to come about, come with.
But you as a person, how is it working with you? Are you a difficult person to work with, or you are an easygoing person?
I'm very easy. I'm very, very easy. It's just that now how it's to be complicated, you'll be complicated when necessary. But now I accommodate everyone. They know me, that my band knows me, but Boma know, and these other guys that I normally work with, they know I'm a simple person.
Do you prefer to work with one band? Because you hardly change your guys.
Yeah, I work with different bands. It depends what kind of project, and also the budget. Or the budget then I'll be able to call Boligan, you know, the Dube SA idols. You know, if your budget is good, then I'll call good people. But if your budget is only middle, I'll know which class to get. Or I can also
la classify more in the industry like how budget
man.
It was no budget.
Because again, you know that these guys battle charger now as a guitar production. Ligan will say to me, Thapelo, look here, man, give me 15K, you know, to do the project. How many songs are there? No, I only have 10 songs. 15K will be fine. And Elena, I go back
but
to
is it a reasonable price?
Very, very reasonable. 15K depends. I get remember. It depends on the budget. If Bampile $500,000, sometimes they do. Like in Lesotho, they had to spend close to 500K. So now I call Boligan. I call these guys.
The budget was nice.
The budget is nice. Then let me just work with these ones. And then the upcoming ones, there are those like I'm still grooming. They are very good, but they are good in the industry. Whether drums or everything, you know, music is music. So I was a lecturer, 2006. I was lecturing music. Moby Dixon.
But no, Yana, like, are you in a position to go back to lecturing, or
I still do that part time?
Okay.
I still do that even this day. That one, it's me. Where music is involved,
because
I'm there.
I feel like I might be wrong. We lack a theory of music.
We lack theory too much. There is that thing where people but theory is not there. And blame, you know, there are a lot of genius guys that I know. You know, who don't care about chords, who don't care about scales. They just play with an ear. And amazingly, after an hour or so, you'll hear that this thing is powerful. There are those as well, but theory too much, but they can't deliver practicals.
Yes. Okay, no, I get you.
For an example, maybe if I can mention a few along the way, there's a guy who was in my church, DLC, Sparks. He's a very intelligent man, very, very good. He knows theory and he was teaching, lecturing music all the way. But he's playing. I was like, hey, this guy Mara playing in I sharp him more, but it was then. It was King 15 years or 20 years, something like that, somewhere. Buma 2001, 2002. Somewhere there. Selling what? 25 years, 24. Somewhere there. But you can imagine. I believe people improve. People baba something else. You think the person is here today, but tomorrow baba something else. So
But no, you're no busy Kang, because I can say we don't see you much, especially when it comes to the big artists. Busy Kang, no yan.
The big artist, I had to leave there. I had to go.
Was it a decision that you made, or you guys had the fallout, or you know bana ba sa phone Olivier?
Nna ke didn't see it. Honestly, I don't know anywhere. No. Now I just had to move out because where I moved out, where we're supposed to do the Benjamin to the
certified.
certified.
Yeah.
So I called Pastor Benji Karimruta. No, I don't think I'll be able to do this project. And then just like that, and then Mubeko was there.
Yeah.
So, and it was before Tshwane Gospel Choir. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, but I'm playing piano. Why do you have to call a guy?
Do you prefer playing piano actually?
I prefer playing piano,
Okay.
but not most of the time. Now for me, it's 50-50.
Okay.
Because I believe howly a musician, be a musician, or you are not limited. Don't be limited to only piano. The second keys, the synths, everything is there. The organs.
Yeah.
Just learn something. So I'm a versatile person. I can play organ, play synth, play piano, strings, things like that, and also drums.
Yeah.
So if we struggle sometimes in church, in my church, if there's the drummist is not there, I play drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the project where you said.
That's the project. I said, you know what? Let me just. It was in 2014, 2013, somewhere there. That's when I started. Let me just groom the upcoming artists.
Yeah.
So Bono Tando Hlope, Woman in Praise.
Yeah.
That's where it actually started.
Yeah.
So I left Pastor Benji. And then I get some of my own things in Tahila, went to Lesotho and Swaziland, Swazi Praise, and now started.
How was it doing that Swazi Praise project?
Swazi Praise is doing well. It's good. Go Swaziland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this side, you know our music.
Yeah.
If there's no marketing on your thing, then it won't fly. But
because I also thought like even Notando would be big this side, especially after Kululu Kobo and even her album. I think you also did the project.
Yes.
Yeah.
I worked on that. Can say the whole thing actually, everything, arrangements and everything, and also with the help of my band. Now there are people that I trust. If unale some project I call these guys.
Yeah.
I call him and Bomano. Those pure magic hands. I call them to come in. Let's do something together. Even sometimes we clash somewhere, but at the end of the day, we want to see a product iba strong, iba right. It's not about one person, it's about the message actually that we want to, give to the people as the offering.
Sure.
Yeah.
But where are you heading? No, Yanis, I asked, I'm like, okay, we know you have a single that's out. Is it Thapelo chant?
Yeah.
That's Thapelo chant, ne?
It's African
chant. Yeah. Why the African chant?
Long time ago, I had a dream. I had a dream, seeing a lot of people like following my songs, singing in a dream, things like that. So now I don't know what happened, but there is that thing, that creative mind that is there. I want to take out because the other thing is in 1997 from Fosloras coming to Tembisa, my mother opened a tavern. So now there were a lot of people who were coming in and that tavern was playing jazz most of the time. So now Kirata jazz, there's this jazz and there's this gospel in me. So now I had to, let me just pop out something, a creative so hence why let me just opt for African jazz.
Yeah.
But
that time when there was a tavern, was it not challenging to you? Because most of the musicians, we tend to see them having the struggle, majalwa, drugs and everything.
Yeah.
Was it never a challenge to you?
It was never a challenge at all. I would sell the whole night. I would sell the whole night and Saturday saying Kabuma 5 or 6. And I'll go sleep maybe for 3 hours or something like that. So my mother was not even there at home, and I'm alone with the two, with my brother and my sister. So we'll be there, and now I'm taking care of everything. And sometimes my mother will call a relative to come and sell with me, alcohol. But it was never a challenge, and these things, that alcohol and maybe smoking and things like that, I saw them along the way. After some years, That's when I started now getting involved in alcohol and also in smoking, smoking more weed, you know.
Ke ndi le bula tlhaloganya to be creative.
You know, get bad habits isn't sharp.
Sure.
Yeah, they somehow delay your process, in growing. Because how sober, you're growing, but una little bore how it's saying.
Yeah.
And then when you do something over and over again, it end up by a habit.
Yeah.
So with me, yeah, by a habit for some time, but I realized that I have to leave this thing. I can't live with this thing, and also I can't be a bad example to my kids.
Yeah.
My firstborn is 21 years.
Sure.
So I can't be just a father all looking a vision,
direction,
another direction.
Yeah.
That also I have to be an example. So, but anyway, so now those things it's something even the musicians at gospel they do that.
Yeah.
They do those things.
Have you done a project with Thapelo like more with
That was strong.
Yeah.
I have never. So these things are privately.
Oh.
Privately. But there are certain individuals who are looking by born in the group.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy, there's some movement here, there's something.
Yeah.
So get our counselor maybe something. Oh my God. But anyway, let me just mention this one. I remember we were in Peter Marisburg with a band about Judith Tsipane and everyone else. So, because
Yeah.
let me just get into this thing. Like I sharpened this thing before.
Sharpen two puff.
Yeah, two puff nyana and hobe munate nyana. And then kayetsa but I kabitsa somebody else. Eben, there's a guy called Eben. Odalan guitar.
Sure.
So Eben came with me. Okay, we went to Nando's, Pastor Benjamin Dube and the crew. And then afterwards, two of us, Eben, I'm going out now because I want something.
Yeah.
I know, Eben, let me join you. Two of us, we went outside. And then we rabofa, we smoked. And then I think after an hour or so, Eben came to my room, room.
Yeah.
And then Eben nasherali mandla. And then Eben was seeing animals, was seeing crocodiles, was seeing that and seeing that. And then now oh my God. But anyway, yeah, some of the experiences. So now, can I continue that now? Anyway, Eben came to my room. Bakokota. I was like, okay, Eben, with the whole team. Bo Lulama, Bo Putuma, Bo everybody. And they were like, Thapelo, what happened? And I was like, no, I didn't do anything. I tried to deny. Wabona playing this thing, hana. So Eben, hey, Thapelo, that thing is too strong. Hey, it's like, my goodness. What have I done? In the same hotel. In the same hotel, there was dress celebration, guys. What's up, bo? Everybody was there. And I was like, kind of like exposed, in a way.
Yeah.
And Eben did some crazy things. And then Pastor Benjamin Dube said, no, don't play. Don't play for this gig. Abuza Eben.
Yeah.
Because now I was used to that thing.
Yeah.
My system is
it's
used to this. So let me go and play. I played on the gig and then Judith Tsipane, Hansheba, when a Thapelo. Aksa, when I stood when someone about. And I was like, oh, it's on accident. And then Kakabutsa Eben but Eben Luena, we say we are used to this thing, but wow kawata like this, long exposure to these people. So anyway, to cut the story short, I was now trying I learned this thing worry is not a good thing, it's not a good habit. It's about to go crazy, it's about delay,
and you get addicted.
You get addicted to those things. But with the help of God, I had to leave these things out and then let me just be a good Christian,
Yeah.
you know, keep it hantle and be a true follower of Christ and not do these things. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they had to happen somehow
Because
because
that's how you learn again.
yeah, and I get with the influence of the friends. You see,
Sure.
friends,
Yeah.
your surrounding. Yes, like now I went in because of the friends. There's
Yeah.
a friend, Dumi Masilela.
Yeah.
Dumi Masilela who passed
Who
on.
passed on away, yeah.
The guy who used to live here in Captain Park used to come to my place. We used to live together every now
sure.
and then. So he had some music, and there's a lot of videos that I have with him. You know, people don't know about those, but it was me, him, and Kamu, and then creating music in my room. And then one day he said to me, Thapelo, if he used to call me Prateps. He was very young, you know, man. Try this thing. And I was like, okay, let me try it. Okay, but I used to deny first. I used to deny. One day, let me get in. Let me, then I went in, Kazitsuba, Zolu. Hey, I saw some things. I saw some rats. Ubona motho mara bona ke ka ke le gundwana. Ubona ntlo ya go ha go re chiftile. And but the other mind there, but stand like it doesn't move. And you see now, keep on all those things, and I was like, you know, let me just leave these things. Like it's all these things, and then I started writing songs and getting into the right key.
Sure.
You know, le Pastor Benjamin Dube knows or are those things,
Yeah,
and even
yeah.
his son Mtoki like I meet at some point. Come. Try this thing, you know. I was like, baba.
Yeah.
I said, no, let me just leave this thing.
Yeah.
Let me get out because. But the thing is, influence the friends.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
keep on. You must
sure.
always check your surrounding.
surrounding
Gore
hore ke eng kae,
we associate a le bo mang.
Yeah.
O ska ba kena mo nthong tse le horeng a di right.
A di right.
Yeah.
On renewal in his presence, you guys used two basses there.
Yes, Mandla and
Tshepo.
Tshepo. Yeah.
And Mandla.
Yes.
What was the issue there?
There was no issue. It was just a matter of accommodating other, you know, just to give a sound, different sounds in one project.
Did the first one into his presence.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it was healing, and it was Mandla.
Yes.
Yes.
It was Mandla and then Tshepo.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
bassists. You know, they were sharing songs.
Oh,
There was something
sure.
in the game that we can maybe possibly do with Ngubeko, but Ngubeko, right?
Oh.
Yeah, no, what I would like, I can't play strings and all
Okay,
that. Yeah.
okay.
So I said, I understood, let me just leave the guy to play a piano
Yeah.
alone. But the
Yeah.
project, it's my project.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my project. But
So-
let me not go back to Tshwane.
Kike politics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
did you guys live on good terms?
No.
Do you wish to resolve issues?
No, we are good. We are just good. It's just that fella, he has his own group. Yeah, the KZN guys.
No, I'm
You
not.
know.
I mean, like you and Tshwane.
Tshwane, we are good.
Oh,
We
okay.
are good. Yeah, we're still communicating. Yeah, with Baba, Bablanga. We are
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that fella keep all that, and also with what we were doing, Lerina contributed in everything else. Rustenburg, there were complications. There were a lot of things that happened that side. Yeah, but anyway,
Modimo
hence
Mogolo.
was Modimo Mogolo, Cyril Sharp. Yeah. everything is
But is there something like that you wish you could change if you look at your life? No, you're like, man, I wish I could have done certain things better in my life. Or for now, you are still on a good path.
I'm still on a good path. I think, other things, they were just bound to happen.
Yeah.
You can't change the future. I mean, the past.
Yeah,
You can't change
yeah,
the past, but
yeah.
you can make your future to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as it is, I'm flying.
Yeah.
I'm flying high, and God
Yeah.
is good, and He's showing His mercy over my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you now focusing on jazz? Are you living the gospel?
Yeah, I'm focusing on jazz and also gospel. I'm doing these two things. I have
Okay.
clients, some are gospeling, but jazz is my own personal.
And you have a record label.
Yes, I have.
And how is it going for you so far? Like, are you getting artists? Are you getting,
Yeah.
are you spotting new talents?
Yes, we are definitely working on that with my team. We are recruiting a lot of guys, young ones. You are still. That's why I'm saying you are still. You are yet to see them.
Yeah.
Very soon. So they are very young guys who can actually sing like Bokier. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Phew.
So now there's a talent in South Africa. I'm telling you. Hence, Kiri as well. We are not there yet. So I have to channel this nice talent to where we are as South Africans.
Yeah.
And then somebody can maybe ask, oh, then when are we moving to that level?
Mm.
You know, maybe the next generation, maybe in about 10, 20 years from
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Because as it is, if there's majority that loves playing body tent, can you imagine now? It's happening. Like now, as it is, but they don't like this Keck Franklin things.
Yeah.
You will do them, but you won't sell. So we want to sell.
We want something that's making money now.
And also, yeah, making money and being relevant to the people in terms of the message, the melody, things like that. Yeah. So that's what we are on as a company. We are giving the young ones an opportunity. So that I write songs. I give them songs.
Yeah.
And then these songs you are not gonna hear.
And any
them.
project that you are working, maybe even if it's yours, that you are busy with, or ga gona di gigging yana tse di monate.
The gigging are jazz or gospel.
Either way, like what are you busy with besides you focusing on yourself in terms of other music, other genres? Are you busy with other artists, or you are still trying to focus on building your house?
I'm building my own company.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Angeri, you have to get lessons from the people who are ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then when you get that, it's like going to school, to university, and then how it's all with your lectures and everything, even if the relationships the thing. But you have to move on, get use what you have, the experience, the skills that you have.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now. We are a company that is growing very, very well. The Edible Music is the name of the company that is growing. Number one artist of this company is myself.
As it should be.
And I signed the contract. Yeah, I signed a contract under this record label. Yeah, and we have people who wants to sponsor us, who wants to give us some capital so that we can even grow further. From where we are to something else. So now this is the company that in future will have a lot of artists. A lot of artists. There's a lot on our pipeline, and especially the young ones.
No, I'm looking forward to that, because I always say there's a pool of people who can make it in the industry, but they just need to get that one opportunity. They just need to be pushed. They just need to be marketed well, so we can hear good music. And with what you have done, especially if you'll be doing gospel, I believe you will still produce a lot.
Yep. Definitely. Now, my energy is even more now. Yeah, it's even more. Even the songs, I have a pool of songs that are hits songs, not only hit songs, but songs that really inspire. Just to give songs to the churches, so that churches can maybe grow from only singing just but we have brains, we have skills.
But do you give out your songs? You say, hey man, I've got a song for you. Or
I do that.
You are still holding on to them, or they just don't take them?
Other songs that I have. There's a song that I've sent to Zaza.
For her recording.
Yeah, for her recording. And there's another song that I have for Shakaina.
In Swaziland. Yeah, I'll be there.
There's a song actually she sang on Swazi Praise. It's my song as well.
Yeah.
She was the one who was singing that. So there's a pool of artists. There's just a lot of artists. I can call, but we won't finish.
No, Rodman, I hope we'll hear from you again. And there are a lot of things that you did, especially in terms of songwriting, that shocked me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you wrote I Know Only You, your El Shaddai.
Yeah.
I didn't know those are your songs.
Actually, let me just maybe make it clear like this. El Shaddai Adonai is my song that I gave to Pastor Benji.
Oh, yeah.
And then what happened is when I gave it to him, it was English
song.
When it was going like, El Shaddai Adonai Gue. It was Gue was not there.
Oh,
But there was something I just
Yeah,
forgot what was
okay.
it. So Pastor Penji, me and him working
co-wrote,
together. I
yeah.
used to sleep in his house,
Yeah.
working on these songs,
Yeah,
working
yeah.
on healing in his presence in
Yeah.
particular. And then we were able to come up with this song, and then also him adding the lyrics
Yeah.
on the songs that actually amplified the song to be
The
more
song to
powerful.
be powerful,
I knew
yeah.
the song is powerful. It's just that it needed someone like Pastor Benjamin
Yeah.
Dube to really make it
Yeah.
alive. But the initial idea of the song, it was from me, and it was intentional because I said to him, Pastor, it was not a mistake. I was just playing a melody.
Yeah.
I said, Pastor, I have a song for you.
Hmm.
Are you up for it? Are you game? No, bring the song. Let me hear the song. Then I played the song, and then that's when he recorded it. Recorded the song on his phone, and then went to Ulolata Ngwana ko creche kwa. Mangaliso, I think, was very young at that time.
Yeah.
So now he went to Hello Latangwana. He was playing the song, and he called me Motzile. Hey, Thapelo, I've got it now. I've got the melody. I've got the lyrics now.
Yeah.
I go, okay, come,
Let's cook.
Yeah, because I was already in his house
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So now we used to work like that with him, and it was a great relationship, and it still is. We still communicate, but in terms of working together, I don't know. God will.
Do you still wish to work with him?
I don't know. Yeah, but it will happen maybe in future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But with the other guys who are there, I think he has it all in control. Yeah.
Last question: did you start Human in Praise? Was it your concept?
No, it's Opry Peacock.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Opry
okay.
Peacock,
But
project.
Rotman Kalebo, man, it was fun, and I hope that you are busy, really sharing your knowledge with other young cats.
Yeah.
And grooming them and plugging them, and because we need more people like you. Your gift, it has done a lot in South Africa, even outside the borders of South Africa. I thank you, and I appreciate what you have done in our musical space.
Much appreciated, sir.
Thank you, sir. From Namurama Tlaupane Mokalobe Msimana ko Pampre Starter. Until we meet again on the next episode.